Brian Wilson was born in 1942 in Inglewood, California. He was the son of a wealthy businessman, and from a very young age showed an aptitude for music. By age 5, he was playing piano, and by age 7 had written his first song. At age 11, he started playing guitar. All three of these instruments became his trademark during his career as a musician. When he was 13 years old, he met a boy named Mike Love, who would become his lifelong friend and collaborator. They bonded over their shared love of music and began writing songs together. In 1956, they formed a band called the Hondels with two other boys, Carl Wilson and Bob Norberg. The band played surf rock, and their music caught the attention of record executive Height Records, who signed them to his label in 1961. Brian Wilson produced their first single, a song called Surfer Girl, which reached number 78 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. In 1962, Brian Wilson met a singer named Marilyn Wilson, who became his wife in 1964. They had 4 children together. Around this time, Brian Wilson's mental health began to deteriorate. He suffered from anxiety and paranoia, which led to him being hospitalized for electroshock therapy in 1966. This marked the beginning of his long struggle with mental illness. As Brian Wilson's mental state declined, so did the band's popularity. Their last hit single was California Girls in 1965, but despite their waning fame, Brian Wilson continued to write and record music. In 1966, he released his first solo album, Surf's Up. It was not a commercial success, but it is now considered to be one of the greatest albums of all time. In 1969, Brian Wilson retired from music and moved to a secluded mansion in Los Angeles with his wife and children. There, he spent much of his time alone, rarely speaking to anyone outside of his family. He continued to battle mental illness throughout the 1970s and 80s and underwent several more hospitalizations. During this time, he wrote and recorded demos for a proposed album called The Manuscript, but it was never released during his lifetime. In 1988, Brian Wilson reunited with the Beach Boys for a tour, and the group's popularity surged once again. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988, and Brian Wilson received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1992. Despite these honors, he continued to live a relatively private life. In the early 2000s, Brian Wilson began performing again, both with the Beach Boys and as a solo artist. He has released several albums since then, including That Lucky Old Sun, which won a Grammy for Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album in 2013. Throughout his career, Brian Wilson has been recognized as one of the most influential musicians of all time. He is credited with pioneering the use of studio technology to create innovative sounds, and his songwriting has inspired generations of artists. He is also known for his complex and often troubled personal life, which has been chronicled in numerous books, documentaries, and films. Despite the ups and downs of his life, Brian Wilson remains passionate about music. In a 2015 interview with Rolling Stone magazine, he said, "I'm very proud of my legacy. I think people will always remember me as a great songwriter and a great producer." Now let's take a look at some interesting facts about Brian Wilson. Number 81. Brian Wilson was a musical prodigy. He learned to play piano by ear at the age of 5 and began writing songs when he was just 7 years old. Number 2. Brian Wilson was the creative force behind the Beach Boys. He wrote or co-wrote most of the band's hit songs, including Good Vibrations, California Girls, and Wouldn't It Be Nice? Number 3. Brian Wilson was a pioneer in the use of studio technology. He experimented with synthesizers, drum machines, and other electronic instruments to create new sounds. His most famous song, Good Vibrations, was one of the first pop songs to feature a synthesizer. Number 4. Brian Wilson suffered from mental illness throughout his life. He was hospitalized several times and underwent electroshock therapy. His struggles with mental illness were a major factor in the decline of the Beach Boys. Number 5. Brian Wilson is a recluse. He has lived a very private life for many years and rarely gives interviews. Number 6. Brian Wilson has been married twice. His first wife, Marilyn Wilson, died in 1975. He is currently married to actress Melinda Ledbetter. Number 7. Brian Wilson has 4 children, 2 of whom are adopted. One of his sons, Damian Wilson, is also a musician. Number 8. Brian Wilson is a fan of classic literature. He has said that he was influenced by the works of Shakespeare and the Bronte sisters. Number 9. Brian Wilson is a vegetarian. He has said that he does not eat meat because he believes that animals should not be killed for food. Number 10. Brian Wilson is a philanthropist. He has donated money to various charities, including the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and the Natural Resources Defense Council. In conclusion, Brian Wilson is a legendary musician who has had a profound impact on popular culture. From his early days with the Beach Boys to his successful solo career, he has produced some of the most iconic songs of all time. Despite his struggles with mental illness and his reclusive nature, Brian Wilson remains a beloved figure in the music industry, and his influence continues to be felt today. What do you think of Brian Wilson? Which are your favorite songs of his? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. To like and subscribe for more amazing content. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.